All right, this is recording 804. The name of this recording is Listen Next 804. You can find me at Christina, ChristianaStatia 918.com or speaking to the CIA.com, SPEAKINGTOTHECIA.com. Okay, so a couple of more things here. So I just want to get this up and out. Man, today was the day, let me tell you. I'm trying to work. Gene Roberts, Richies are still on, trying to pull some stunts. You can even tell them trying to mess with my mouth while I'm trying to talk right now. And they're like, I'm trying to work and they're like in my brain, and then they're trying to pull their little mic droppy stunts and telling lies as usual, trying to make their freaking money and get away with all their shit. And then they make their little announcements because we're telling a lie about Christina. Oh my God, so for sure. That means that Christina doesn't have ownership of her own life and will just continue to rip off her life and traffic the shit out of her and make terrorism money and commit terrorism. Okay? This is basically what's going on in my brain. I'm like, oh my God. These guys have got to be arrested. They have got to be arrested. But there are some pretty good cracks at them, which is making me laugh during the day. So, anyway, so let me get to this. So, okay, here we go. So, a couple of other things that Gene did. So, 1986 AIW North Chicago High School. Another thing that she did, see on my podcast where I decode what she did in her child abuse rings of us, abusing us, controlling the little teenage relationships, and then filming us and selling it, and then trying to approach people in the future. Oh no, it was probably trying to sell. Now she's almost 80, trying to put her Mrs. Robinson hands on them still. Don't gross people out, Christina. They're already oh my God. But anyway, so see y'all on my podcast, see all the coach say this is another thing she did with people's names. She used Jean Jernigan Roberts, and she's got a fraud English professor's degree. Okay, which she pre-planned to do. She pre-planned to make herself a captain and get a PhD, but now she pronounces herself as a doctor of everything. Just hand her your families and your land. She'll handle everything. Nobody in government, nobody in Washington, no law enforcement. She will handle it all, okay? So anyway, and you know what she does? She lies, traffics, commits terrorism over and over and over again. So here's what she did. Marcus Welby, MD. Gene freaking did that. Now, something else that she did that I can't really say, so I got to figure out how to say it because I don't want it to have impact where it doesn't need to have impact, where it doesn't need to have impact. What she does is someone else, and then she puts them in my environment. And so if I go call her out, then she hides under the person that she's putting in my environment. You do know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to create a ripple there. But anyway, so how do I want to phrase this? How can I put this in there? That secret society that everybody says doesn't exist anymore? And then, one of Gene Roberts' aliases. Think of all of her aliases, all of the aliases she goes by. And then prisons. And see if you can figure that out. If you figure it out, good. If you don't, I was just like, oh my God. So she did that. She did that. She did that. And here's something else that she did. And the person knows, no, Jean, I'm not referring to your nasty little fucking friends who you kidnap people and I press charges against you for. Those are your damn people. Okay, so anyway, Jean also did this in Icing My Family. Okay, she thinks she is, see the previous podcast where she thinks she's Jean Pirouette or what? Jean Marie. She even calls herself Jean Marie because she tries to steal my middle name, Marie. Anyway, Marie Antoinette. Okay, so she also did that. She refers to herself with several different French names, and one of them is the Marie Antoinette. She refers to herself as that. So in her doing that, you can see more of how she ice raped me and my family. Okay. So, and something else that she did that also goes to her doing the World Trade Center attack. So obvious. I know all the heart stuff because I decoded it. And then I know this, what I'm about to tell you too, but I'm like, oh yeah, this goes to this. So Nancy Wilson of Heart. She did that too. She used Nancy Wilson. So, and something else I want to point out. So, remember, you're to see my previous podcast, her pre-planning to do the World Trade Center attack. And I decoded all the ciphers from the 70s from when I was little, where she was planning to do the World Trade Center attack and planning the memorial, and she was planning the wars, and she was doing that around stalking and icing me and my mom and my family, and my mom's love for soap operas. Okay, so you guys know the Days of Our Lives is a theme, and her planning to do the World Trade Center attack. Well, this is something else she did. Okay, so I think my mom's favorite soap opera was Days of Our Lives. My favorite soap opera was when I was a kid. I didn't really like soap operas, but I really loved Santa Barbara. I got into that when I was a little bit older. And then Beverly Hills 90210 came out, and that was like the early 90s. I was pregnant with my youngest son. And that's a nighttime soap. And I was addicted to 90210. Okay, totally addicted to it. I feel like emotionally attached to the series. I was that addicted to it. Okay, so anyway, all right. So Jed Allen played in Days of Our Lives. He played Don Craig in Days of Our Lives from 1971, my year of birth, to 1985. He also received an award. I can't remember what the award was, like an Oscar, in 1979. Okay. And unfortunately, sorry, she's controlling my speech because I'm seeing that he passed away. But anyway, he also played Steve's dad on 90210. So Gene Roberts did that. There's more evidence of her stalking the cast of 90210, and then her stalking Jed Allen, and then her stalking myself and my family. And then note how close Jed Allen's name is to my brother's name. So again, more of her stalking not only me, Christina, but my siblings. And she loves to pretend to be my siblings. I mean, just as much as she loves to pretend to be me. We're like a little catalog to her. All of us. She's like, let me sell today. What am I going to sell? So anyway, I'm annoyed. I'm pissed. I want Gene Roberts arrested. So that is the end of this recording.